King Charles and Prince Harry are reportedly preparing to meet in the next week or two. Of course, Harry is coming to the UK in September for the Well Child charity. And apparently there's one member of the family not happy about this, Prince William, who is said to be furious at the idea of bringing Harry back into the royal fold. Let's get to the truth of this. Let's get the inside story from the Queen of US showbiz, royal and political reporting, Kinsey Schofield. Hello, Kinsey.
I am not on board with this, Mark. I feel like I'm going to rain on your parade when I tell you that I don't think that this royal reunion is actually happening.
Now, tell us why you say that, because a lot of rumours are that because Harry's in the country, Charles is battling cancer, there was the secret summit with representatives from both parties, that a big date is on in a week's time.
I understand. I mean, I was worried that I was the one that instigated this because I said right after the BBC interview, well, Harry's going to the UK for Well Child, so perhaps they could meet then. So I'm worried if I started the domino effect here, but I don't believe that they will. I think that the king will mourn his mother the same way that his mother mourned her father. Around the anniversary of her death with close friends and family. And I don't think that he would risk damaging her memory by having this secret meeting with Prince Harry, because that's all of the headlines would be all about that. And it would dismiss the Queen's legacy, the Queen who gave us so many selfless years. And I think that he wants to take a beat and to take a moment to remember her. And I think he realizes that Harry and Meghan's brand has become incredibly toxic, and he would be, negatively affecting what could be a moment for us all to sit back and remember what we're missing in Queen Elizabeth.
Hard to imagine, though, isn't it, that Prince Harry would come to the UK and not see his father, given that Charles is battling cancer. The two men haven't been together since February of last year.
I don't believe so, because remember, around the time that Queen Elizabeth died, it was Katie Nicholl that reported that the Queen had asked to see Prince Harry and Meghan. They were headed to the UK for the Well Child Awards, and Meghan received a trophy for something, another participation trophy. I can't remember exactly what it was for, but you'll remember she wore that red top and red pants as she accepted that award. And it was reported at the time, around the Queen's death, that the Queen had invited them to spend some time with her, to see her while they were there, and they turned that offer down. So I think common sense for you and I would be, I'm absolutely going to make every effort to see my father, who's ill with cancer. But I don't know if Harry and Meghan think that way.
If not now, then when?
When Prince Harry apologizes and they feel like they can trust him. And I don't know if that will ever come to fruition. I mean, Meghan just did an interview with Bloomberg that has over 500,000 hits, where she basically regurgitates how miserable her life in the royal family was because she had to wear pantyhose. I mean, that's not a family that's eager to reconcile. If you're a family that's eager to reconcile, you watch your words. You only speak positively. And when she went into not having a voice. There is real bitterness still there when you watch Meghan Markle talk about her very brief time as a working member of the British royal family. I don't think that this reunion is happening. I think that the king, you're coming from a place, you're coming from your heart, and I really admire that. But I think if King Charles's ultimate objective is to protect the future of the monarchy and to protect William's reign, then he has to continue to distance himself from Prince Harry, who's proven to be very destructive. Some would say, not a very truthful person, historical inaccuracies in his book Spare. Harry has been an incredibly destructive figure over the last 5 years, causing a lot of hurt and pain when the family was already hurting. Over the loss of Prince Philip, Harry then writes in Spare about a private conversation between him and his father and Prince William at Prince William's funeral. During right after the loss of Queen Elizabeth, Harry and Meghan launched multiple attacks between the Netflix series and Harry's book. I don't think that if the royal family wants to stay strong, and if the royal family wants to protect themselves, they'll give Prince Harry an inch.
There's all this buzz about King Charles and Prince Harry possibly meeting when Harry comes back to the UK for the Well Child charity event. Sounds big, right? But according to Kinsey Schofield, it's not actually happening. Here's why. Charles is still dealing with his cancer treatments and wants to spend the anniversary of Queen Elizabeth's death in peace, honoring her memory, not sparking headlines about Harry. On top of that, Meghan and Harry's brand is seen as toxic inside the family, and Charles knows a reunion would shift focus away from the Queen's legacy. Prince William? Reportedly furious at the idea of Harry coming back into the fold. The family just doesn't trust Harry anymore, not after Spare, the Netflix series, and the repeated attacks. From their view, Harry has been destructive, sharing private conversations and creating more drama at a time when the monarchy was already hurting. At the end of the day, Charles's priority is protecting the monarchy and William's future reign. And until Harry makes a genuine apology and proves he can be trusted, the family isn't giving him an inch.
If King Charles's health were to worsen, would a meeting inevitably happen, do you think?
I don't know if we would know. I don't know if Prince Harry would know. I don't know if we would know, so I don't know if Prince Harry would know, because Prince Harry is getting the same news that we get these days. That's how much they're distanced. They had no idea that Catherine was as ill as she was. They found out with the rest of us. So I don't know if Harry would know if the king's health took a turn. Maybe he would do what he did last time and jump on a plane and go over there. But I think that to protect the king's peace, do you remember the call? There was a reported call between Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles at the time, where the Queen said, "Can you just take his calls? He's calling me saying you won't take his calls." Yeah, I think we've discussed this before. Yeah. And the king, Prince at the time, said, "I'm not an ATM." I mean, it's our understanding that the king feels like Prince Harry always wants something from him. If you watch that BBC interview that happened this year, he's saying that his father could pick up the phone and change everything for him security-wise. He's pointing the blame at his father, saying that the reason that he is so stressed out and the reason that he's fearful for his life is because his father won't step up and fix everything for him. I just don't know if the king has the energy, knowing that at least 3 times a month he's still being treated for cancer. Yeah. And you know how hard that is on your body. I don't know if he has the energy to deal with Harry.
Perhaps not. I fear that the king's health may be worse than is being reported, and that's fine. It's not our business to know the details of the king's health. That is a private matter. It's a family matter. We wish him well, and I hope I'm wrong about that, but I take the view that the king is rather poorly. And therefore, is it conceivable, Kinsey, that these two men, William and Charles, may never meet again?
Oh man, Mark, you're going dark here on me. I don't want to say that Prince Harry and the king will never see each other again. I don't want to say that. Perhaps the palace would arrange, a special moment between the two. But again, Mark, I go to Spare and Prince Harry writing about being in the room with Queen Elizabeth's body and the intimacy of that. We should have never heard about Prince Harry discussing being alone with Queen Elizabeth's body and what was going on there. That's something that's sacred. And Harry monetizes news about his family. He monetizes primarily negative information about his family. And if the family wants to protect themselves and protect the future of the monarchy, Prince Harry continues to be a liability.
Does Charles want a reunion with his son, do you think? Notwithstanding royal protocol and respecting the memory of Queen Elizabeth on the anniversary of her death, deep down, as a father and a man, would he like to see would he like to see Harry again, do you think?
I think he's a softie. I think he wishes none of this would have happened. But I also think he resents Meghan Markle and realizes how much power she has over his son, and doesn't like the way that Prince Harry has acted towards his family because of her. So I think that the king misses and loves the old Harry. I'm sure he continues to love his son, but I don't think he recognizes him.
It is a very sort of sorry affair, isn't it? Because if William if Harry and Charles don't meet in a week or two's time, the next possible time that they might meet is Invictus 2027, but that's a long time from now.
It's a long time from now, and I think that again is a long shot. And some commentators have suggested that perhaps, Harry trying to work his way back into the fold is because he realizes that it would look horrible if there were no members of the British royal family there to support him at Invictus. And so, and Invictus has been struggling. They've lost I don't know if you know this, but they've lost quite a few important figures when it comes to management, when it comes to people that work within the Invictus charity. And we don't hear about big blow-ups the way we did with Senabale, or the way we do sometimes when it comes to Archwell's multiple entities. But he has lost some very important people at Invictus. So it would look great if the family were there to support him. I don't know if the family would be there to support him. I agree it would look good. But it almost, if the royal family meets Harry wherever he wants to be met, whether that be a meeting in the next week, or whether it be Invictus 2027, without Prince Harry issuing an apology for the things that were said. He and his wife, despite what he said to Tom Bradby, it's on camera, they accused a member of the British royal family, at least one, of being racist. Omid Scobie, who we know that they partnered with in the past on the book Finding Freedom, releases Endgame right before we find out about the multiple cancers, accusing King Charles and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, of being racist. Unless Prince Harry acknowledges that his past behavior is unacceptable and apologizes to the family, it gives Harry credibility if the family just shows up to support him. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense, as do all of your videos on your incredible channel on YouTube.
It's becoming clearer that the distance between King Charles and Prince Harry is wider than ever. Even if Charles's health were to decline further, there's no guarantee Harry would even be told. After all, he's finding out news about his own family at the same time as the rest of us. The trust is broken, and the palace clearly wants to protect the king's peace. What complicates things even more is Harry's tendency to monetize family moments, like writing in Spare about being alone with the late Queen Elizabeth. For the royals, that crosses a sacred line. And while Charles may still miss the son he once knew, he no longer recognizes the man Harry has become under Meghan's influence. Looking ahead, the sad reality is that without an apology from Harry, a reunion feels unlikely. The family fears that supporting him, whether at Invictus or any other event, would only hand him credibility without accountability. At the end of the day, Charles is still a father who loves his son, but he's also a king protecting the monarchy. And that leaves us with a haunting question: will father and son ever truly meet again before it's too late? Backhand index pointing right. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and of course, subscribe for more royal updates and inside stories.